Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and this is a TUZ 166. It's a fairly simple off-road vehicle, it's a fairly simple scout vehicle, but it does have its charm. Now, let's go into interior view and let's fire it up. Get the handbrake off and set off. Now, I've heard that there's something parked around this corner that would frighten away most standard TUZ 166s, and I think it might come into view momentarily. Oh dear. Oh God. That, my friends, is the TTC 166, and it is about as much of a TUZ 166 as its body. Let me go ahead and show you what I mean once we hop into it. Whoa, wait a minute. Is that like titanium all up in the engine bay? Whoa. Dude, well, maybe it's, like, just flame, like, burned, but, like, either way, that looks sick. All the piping, on the engine there looks amazing. Either way, it's time to check out the TTC 166 and see what it's all about. Oh, it sounds really good. And look at that cage. That's so cool. I'm already loving this thing. Does it have... Well, it kind of has a normal, like, TUZ 166 interior. Look at this. That is so, like, weird, but it's so weird to see a base game vehicle like the TUZ 166 in a form like this, but, like, I love it. All right, so let's see. What do we want to throw in this thing? The Westline V16? I'm definitely down for that. Let's see. It comes with a SnowRunner gearbox, but it's also got access to an advanced special, freeway, and then another advanced special. So this advanced special is a 7-speed with 5 crawl gears and 2 overdrives. This one is a 7-speed with an ultra low start with 1 overdrive. Let's do the 7-speed with 5 crawls and 2 overdrives. And this time, we're going to do the, tuned custom, crawler, definitely the crawler. Now, it does have a variety of base game tires, and I'm not sure if those are the ones I would go with, but let's see. These look a lot like a, like a Nitto Ridge Grappler style tire, but let's see if we can go, oh God, they get properly huge. Like, they get genuinely massive. You can bring these up to a 50-inch tire. Also, you could throw a set of boggers on there if you would like, and the boggers take this thing to a whole new level. God, these are off of the Yar, I believe, and those are just insane. Let's see. Let's go with, I'm keen on the boggers. I really am, the 50-inch boggers. I don't know if I want the spare on the back, but I do. Whoa! What? Look at that freaking, like, snake snorkel. That is so weird. You can put a trailer hitch on the back. Like, if you genuinely want to, you totally can. You can do a whip right there. Let's see. Angled with beacons. Wait a second. Angled with... Oh, I see. And then side thresholds. Or side pipe thresholds. We've already got sliders, so I kind of feel like we don't really need those. Oh, my God. We need those wheels, though. Now, let's see. Some of these color changes will change the color of just the body, and others will change the color of both the body and the cage, and this is like a triple tone, so it's like the doors, and then the body, and then the cage. So, like, there's a lot that you could do in terms of the colors of this thing. Look at that. I'm not mad about this. This is, like, super wacky and different, but I'm kind of all about it. Like, is that bad? I don't know. I feel like that's not a bad thing. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below what kind of color setup you would run on this thing, because it is super interesting. Let's see if I can... I do like that. Like, the lime green underneath with, like, the separate color on the cage, like a darker color on the cage. I think that looks amazing. I also think it looks amazing in the tan. The tan, I think, is how I'm going to run it. Let's do... Oh, what? What? No beans? Oh, loses points for no beans. Well... Beans isn't necessarily, like, he isn't necessarily the basis of every good interior, but y'all know I do like to be able to have beans on the interior of a rig. Now, we do have the dice, though, so it's not too bad, although now that I look at the interior, it kind of feels like there wouldn't really be much place to put beans to begin with. But now, let's go ahead and take this thing over to the flex ramp, see how it flexes out, and then we'll get it out for some testing. And I already can tell you that it's a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be, especially with, like, the type of gearbox that we put in it. It's actually, like, it's got a lot of get up and go. Now, granted, it does have a tremendous engine, but Yeah, I mean, it's so wide that, like, we're already driving up on top of those fuel barrels, like, when we try to go up on the flex ramp. So I think we'll have to go over to the rocks and see how it does over there because, yeah, the flex ramp really doesn't necessarily give us a wide enough area to test how much it actually flexes out. So let me get... All right, there we go. Kick the clutch just a bit. It's actually really fun to drive. Like, already I can tell you, it's really fun to drive. And I don't know about y'all, but I love seeing, like, you know, vehicles that have been inspired by existing in-game vehicles transformed into absolute, like, trail monsters, like this one, for example. And especially to see it in a Top Truck Challenge style environment. Oh my god. Or even like a Top Truck Challenge style build. Now, if you don't know what Top Truck Challenge is, look up Top Truck Challenge on YouTube, and, like, I promise you, you will be there for a considerable amount of time watching not only the type of trucks that they build, but the type of things they put these trucks through. Is it diff lock all the time? It is. Okay, good. So let's see. They put it in high. High is actually not that fast. It's actually about the same as what I would say low plus is in a lot of other vehicles. Well, it almost actually tipped over backwards right there, but it didn't want to. That's really good, though. It's hard to believe that this is high range. It's really hard to believe. But, like, I get it, you know? I get why high range is that low, but let me see. So let's see what the difference is between that's low plus and that's high. Honestly, there's so little difference that I almost wouldn't be able to tell. That's pretty amazing, though. Dude, the grip levels on the rocks are insane. You know what's also incredibly wild? The width. The width of the axles, when compared especially to the body, but just like the width of the axles on this thing in general, is like, it's wider than a good, like, 90% of, like, the vehicles this size that you would see. I have a question. Is it wider than the Yeetmobile? Because I genuinely want to know now. Is it wider than the Yeetmobile on those atomic axles? Where is my Yeetmobile? Is it in here? Or did I lose it again? Did I turn it off again? It should be here. I don't know where it would have gone, but it should be here. There it is. There it is. C8 crawler. All right. How wide are you compared to the axles on this TTC 166? Oh, it's actually super similar. And if I was to put the... Come on, the largest tires. Yo, it's super similar. It's so insanely close, actually. These are so, like, close to each other, not only in, like, axle and tire width, but just, I feel like in terms of, like, the way they were kind of constructed, they're, like, super similar in a lot of ways. Obviously not in the tuning, but a lot of other ways. Now, let's see how this thing does in the mud in high. Now, granted, this thing in the mud in high is a little bit different than most vehicles in the mud in high, because high in this thing is about the same as low plus, but even so, I do want to see how far it's willing to go in some of these mud lanes, because mud is a part of Top Truck Challenge. So if you want to build a, you know, like a properly usable Top Truck Challenge rig, you do have to build something that is capable in mud. So let's see how it does in the first mud lane. It's doing pretty freaking well, actually. It didn't feel like it lost any momentum at all. Let's see how it does in the next one. Now, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of wacky vehicle builds like this one that are totally off the beaten path, totally different from things that you normally see. Once again, I personally love seeing vehicles like this, but I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on this thing in the comments below. And not only this, but other vehicles like it as well. Now, it's actually making its way through here pretty well. You know what would be really hilarious to see, by the way? It would be hilarious to see if someone do a build like this, a TTC-style build on a loaf. I know that that's like the weirdest thing to start with, but man, that would be hilarious. And I feel like it would actually be kind of good. And I don't know why I feel like it'd be kind of good, but I feel like it'd be kind of good. Now, this gearbox does seem to be a little bit glitchy in the mud because it'll act like it wants to shift up from 4th to 5th, and then it'll immediately bang shift itself back down to 1st gear. I don't know why it does that. It seems to be something that only happens in the mud, but it makes me wonder, like, why would you not downshift to, like, 3rd or 2nd? Why are you immediately bang shifting down to 1st? Just a little bit of an odd quirk. Now, through the dips obstacle, it just absolutely, like, obliterates it. The wheelbase is so short, the axles are so close together, and the tires are so big that you don't even have to angle. You wouldn't ever have to angle with this thing. It literally does just about everything you could ever ask it to do from the standpoint of making its way through obstacles like this. It's just absolutely amazing. Now let's ease you on down. One more to go. Boom, done. Now, before we take on any further obstacles, I want to see what happens when you throw a highway transmission on this thing. Now, I feel like it wasn't designed to have a highway transmission, and it's actually a highway 5-speed with all of the low gears entirely locked out. Like, I'm talking entirely locked out. Like, you don't even have one low range, like, let alone low plus or low minus. But ironically enough, even though the low ranges are locked out, it's not actually that fast in, like, with the highway gearbox. So I don't think I would recommend using the highway gearbox. It's probably not a gearbox that I feel like would get much use in something like this. But nevertheless, it does feel like it's faster than the other gearboxes. So I think we're going to use it for our run down the bridge jump. I mean, it came into that with some speed, though. Come on. Using neutral, putting it back into gear, and... oh, no! Landed a little too sharply towards the nose. Yeah, landed way too sharply towards the nose, to be honest. It was kind of like, it was almost there, and then, oh, man. If it had landed just a little bit more rear heavy, I feel like we would have been fine, but it was just, like, just about there, and then it nosed in just a little bit too far, and then, well, y'all know the rest of that. That was the end of that. Now, let's do, oh, we got crawl, off-road, and ultra slow. It's interesting seeing them in that particular context. I feel like crawl is the one that we had before, but the names that they have in the dev menu are not the same names that they have in the garage menu, so that explains why I didn't fully know which one was which. Now, let me see if I can make my way up the side. Oh, God. Oh, that was close. Let's see if I can make my way up the side of this mountain. Oh, God. Okay, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. These rocks are undeniably slick, and for whatever reason, they are way slicker than the rocks. Okay, I'm not even going to try to climb those. That's not the truck's fault at all. That's just, like, literally the simple fact that those rocks are, for whatever reason, the slickest rocks in the entire game, and the game just does not want you to climb on those rocks at all. The other rocks on the other side of the map are climbable, but those, not so much. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions on this thing in the comment section down below. And if you're new around here and would like to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on, and I will see y'all next time. Talk to y'all later.